What's shaking, everybody? Ross Mandell here, coming to you live from Podspace, Miami. I want to say that again, Podspace, Miami. They're new. They're so cool. They're so trendy. My boy Eddie's in the house. They're bringing their business over from France. They already hit Spain. They're the biggest and the best at what they do. Check out the app, Podspace, Miami. I mean, if you want to be cool or you want to be a fool, you gotta get your ass down here now. What a treat I have for you all today. This dude I met online. He's a big deal in Las Vegas. If you're a big deal in Vegas, you know you made it. And he flew in from the Dominican Republic, a stop in Miami to hang out with Ross Mandell for an hour or two. His dad Paul's in the house. I want you to meet DJ Lew, Justin Michael Lewis. What's shaking, my man?
It's a pleasure to be here, Ross. I really do appreciate you. You know, I was thinking on my flight here, I was like, man, you know, what an honor to be with somebody who has done so much incredible work on Wall Street and built so many different portfolio companies. Just looking forward to not only this podcast, but also doing business with you in the future.
I'm really looking forward to that. And I got to say, you know, you meet somebody online, social media, et cetera.
Yep.
You don't know what you're really getting. You know, when we spoke on the phone, I said, listen, we haven't met. I don't know you.
Right.
And, you know, if I have to meet somebody, feel their energy, look them in the eye,
Yep.
understand who they are, what they're all about. And then maybe, you know, then you can go to the next step. Now, when you say DJ Lew, look at this man. I mean, are we focused in on this fella?
Yeah,
this is the real deal. I couldn't even make this up if I wanted to.
Let's get it.
We got, what does it say now? Legendary Fame, DJs.
Yeah,
You got.
this is my first piece, actually. Legendary Fame DJs.
Tell us about that piece.
Absolutely. This is the DJ crew that I created back in 2016. Crazy part about it is my first chain I ever got, and it's enameled in the back. So you see the enamel has my name on it, and it says established in 2016. So, yeah, this is my first chain I ever got.
What did it mean to you, this whole thing? So, because people in the audience don't know what the fuck this means.
Yeah. So, you know, depending on where you come from, a chain is a trophy. So for me, this was my way of representing my crew and my DJs that I put together and I built in my city. And I wanted to just show them the love that they gave to me. So I got this just to represent my crew of DJs.
What city was that?
Yeah, I'm originally from Maryland.
Maryland.
Yeah.
You know, I went to school in Maryland.
Oh, yeah, University of Maryland.
Maryland, College Park. In fact, one of the greatest things I did in my life, in 2002, after my company went public,
Okay.
I endowed the University of Maryland College Park with $500,000.
Oh,
correct.
wow.
I did.
Wow.
And I wanted to further the education of young men and women that just didn't have enough resources to take that next step in life. So I funded the business school, the University of Maryland College Park.
Excellent.
With a guy named Tom McMillan, Charles Thomas McMillan, Rhodes Scholar, roommates with Bill Clinton at Oxford when he studied. He was a first-round pick NBA.
Wow.
By Ted Turner. At the time, they were the Atlanta team. And the Hawks, I guess. He played 11 seasons in the NBA. He jumped center for the Olympic team at that famous 1972 Olympics where they killed the Israelis, the Palestinians, murdered the Israeli athletes.
That's awful.
And he helped organize. He was an All-American from Maryland. I went to Maryland. We missed each other, but knew of each other through business. And we set up scholarships called Leaders for Tomorrow program.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, you know, I think that especially Maryland being so rough in the city.
In the city.
Man,
yeah.
that was a blessing. So, I mean, just back again to your character, you know, great guy.
20 years now, I've been sending 3 kids on me to the business school. And I have received some beautiful mail. That's no secret. I've been in prison.
Yeah.
And some of the most incredible letters that I received were from kids that had that scholarship.
That's what's up.
And from the president of the university and all these different things. They never returned the money. They knew it was all bullshit. And so there were a couple of years where that was the only nice mail I got.
No, that's
really,
what's up, man.
Really, I'll be honest, it was just a beautiful thing. But tell me, so where in Maryland?
Yeah.
Where in Maryland did you grow up?
Yeah, originally Columbia, Maryland.
It's a rough place, right?
No, Columbia is not rough at all. Actually, it's
city, I mean,
it's
inner
actually a
city.
suburb. Yeah, so I grew up in a suburb. I grew up in Columbia, Maryland,
Okay.
Howard County to be specific. The inner city, Baltimore, D.C., those are considered our inner city.
Very
so
rough.
Columbia was the intersection between Baltimore and D.C. If you go west,
Understood.
you're gonna hit D.C. If you go east, you're gonna hit Baltimore.
Right.
So that's just how it goes. And north, you're gonna hit Virginia. So the DMV that's what it stands for: D.C., Maryland, Virginia.
Right. I'll tell you how rough it is, just so you know. In
Yeah.
the prison system, the federal system, like the worst guys, the guys that they had the worst reputation,
Yeah.
were the DC guys. I'll tell you why. DC is not a state. It's not a state. So the worst of the worst criminals in that normally would be a state prison, they would go. But they put them in the feds.
Yeah.
So in the federal system,
Yeah.
you would get like a certain type. I just want to say like that.
Yeah.
But the DC guy stood out. In front, I have a big
Yeah.
fan and a good friend. They call him DC. DC, what's shaking, baby?
You got to realize, because the cool thing about, I think, growing up in Columbia is that I got to meet a lot of guys from Baltimore and I got to meet a lot of guys from D.C. My pops actually lived in D.C. for a while, so I always frequented D.C. when I was young as a child. And in Baltimore, I used to work with 92Q. So 92Q was pretty much the Mecca, the radio station that did a lot of different events around the city. So the guys that I knew from DC and Baltimore, to your point, what I will say is that especially in DC, the White House is there, the Capitol is there.
Yep.
So you got to be very, very reckless in order to commit a crime in those type of places, because if this is a video game, it's like 7 stars, right? Like everywhere, because as the White House is there, that's where the president is. So
Right.
for you to commit a crime, for you to carry a gun, for you to do any of that type of stuff near the president,
High risk.
it's high risk. So
Yeah.
to your point, I mean,
You gotta
those
be a
guys
little
are
bit wild.
a little bit wild.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get that. So were you always into music?
Always been into music.
How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 31.
When did you
Yeah.
start, used to dance and sing around the house and all that kind of stuff?
It's funny, man. Just listening to my pops play music in the car. I think that was the first vibe that I got, was just listening to hip hop records, just banging. I remember the Jeep Cherokee rides and just banging, the 12s, and then carrying on, my mom, she had a different kind of lifestyle. She was a hairdresser. So growing up, she had a radio. And I used to just flip tapes inside the radio, just changing different records. I remember playing a Fugees Ooh La La record. I remember playing
Fugees,
Ready
I
or
love the
Not. I remember
Fugees.
playing a lot of City High records. I remember playing Biggie records and Jay-Z records. And these were on tapes, on cassette.
Yeah.
And then I introduced CDs, into just kind of like doing that with the CDs on the radio. And eventually got my own turntables.
Wow. So you wanted to be a DJ? You say
Never in my life did I think I would be a DJ, but it kind of came to me. It was God's gift to me.
I get that.
Yeah, my mom, she did this incredible party for my graduation, and my barber at the time was a DJ. And from there, just being able to touch those turntables at one time sparked the interest. So from that point on, ended up, carrying on with my career as a DJ. Yep.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
A career as a DJ. I want you all to know. So, I had a nephew, and he went to FAU. I actually got him into the college.
Yeah.
And he was studying a music major. So, what do you want to do with yourself when you're out of business? When you grow up?
Yeah.
And he's like, I want to be a DJ, Uncle Ross. Mark, what's up? I hope you're listening. And I looked at him. I said, bro, a DJ is not a job. It's not a career. It's a hobby. And he said, Uncle Ross, the DJ's making $1 million a weekend. I said, get the hell out of here.
The crazy thing is that's only a few of them are
Correct.
doing that.
But in every business, he got that.
And I would agree with him with your uncle, with the uncle. I would say DJing is a hobby, especially even in my life right now. A lot of people have said, "Oh, Jay, why don't you DJ more?" And it's like, I've been 20 years in music.
Right.
And that's
How old are you now?
That's the truth. I'm 31.
You're a young man still. Okay,
I started very early. I started when I was 12.
I got that.
And my thing is that, okay, I've paid my dues. I've been on tour with every artist or performed next to every artist. I've done stadiums. I've done arenas, since I was 15,
Wow.
So for me, it's not that I don't want to DJ. I love the DJ, but at this point, it is kind of like a hobby. It's something I like to do for fun. Even if I perform at a concert or a festival, I'm not in competition with any DJ. And that's the crazy part. A lot of DJs, when I'm dapping them up or I'm coming and just showing love, they're like, oh, you trying to take my spot. I'm way past that. My other businesses are doing way more money and revenue. So, it's just a different kind of thing because it's like, especially music nowadays. I remember when early 2000s, a lot of the guys were really making real money. That's the cool thing about, I think, being young and then also being around a lot of older guys.
Right.
Because I was taught by a lot of the OGs in the game. DJ Cool was my mentor for like 3.5 years, and he did the Let Me Clear My Throat record. He told me something very, very important. He said, never let your music become bigger than you. And I said, what you mean by that? And he was like, yo, the reason why people don't know who I am is because my music is bigger than me. I put so much effort into making these records,
Wow.
being a musician, being all this person, and I never branded myself.
Great.
I never put myself out there as an actual person, as a brand, so nobody knew who I was. So my business became bigger than me, my music became bigger than me, and it was the biggest insult to me, myself, because I walk into places and nobody know who I was,
And
but
he's the
playing
brand.
my music.
Right. He's the brand, but they didn't know.
Nobody knew. So, and it's funny because a lot of people look at me and they say, aren't you supposed to be putting DJ content out there? Nah, you can. Hey, do what you want to do. But for me and who I learned from my OGs, I was told that if you want to have a long career, you brand yourself.
Yep. I get
And
that.
after you brand yourself, then you show other people what else you can do.
This is a great clip. I just want you to know because
Yeah.
that's what we call $1 million nugget on Wall Street.
Yeah.
That nugget, you brand yourself. Nelson, you listening? He's took your advice already,
Yeah.
and that's what it's all about. I get that, and wow, that was very inspirational. I want you to know that. And
Thanks.
it's a privilege to sit here with you like that. I want the audience to know there's one handsome guy. He's 6'3". His dad is 6'6". When he walks in the room, I'm like, I'm 5'9",
Yeah.
And he's got a beautiful smile, and he's very, very concerned with the time because he's got 4 watches on, and I want to get to that. Now I'm looking at this other. I want to just this Worlds, this giant.
Yeah.
I mean that you're gonna have neck problems when you're Paul's age.
You know
Keep
what?
wearing these things.
So yeah, this one's 434 grams. So
Sick world records.
yeah, this was another piece
What are
made
those
by
stones on there?
made by Peter Marco.
A lot of nice stones.
Yeah. Big shout out to Peter Marco. Actually, my first client. I have a marketing company, so it was my first.
And what is Peter Market? He's a jeweler.
You know what? Very special guy to me. First guy to give me opportunity with my marketing company.
I love it.
He owned a jewelry store on Rodeo Drive, and I just walked into his store and asked for an opportunity for him to be my first client in my marketing company.
Wow.
He gave me opportunity, and from there, it actually changed my life. So, a big shout out to Peter Marco for real. He made both of these pieces, but this piece is sapphires. Got blue sapphires up here, a couple of stones missing. I actually wore this chain for 3 tours, so just bouncing around and stuff, that's what happens. You got black diamonds and you got white diamonds. So between black and white diamonds, you got 434 grams of gold, white solid gold. So yeah, it's a good heavy piece.
Better watch out what neighborhoods you're going through. I mean, this is.
I don't wear it a lot, to be honest.
Yeah.
Not anymore. Not anymore,
How
Ross.
could you wear that? It's too much. Like,
Not anymore. Not anymore, Ross. It's crazy. I had security in DR. I wore all this in DR.
Did you?
Yeah, that was wild.
I
Going
can't
out
even imagine.
going out the country and putting all this shit on. I mean, that was scary.
I would have been strapped if I was dressing. If I had anything like
I
that.
had a ski mask on. Yeah, I had a ski mask
Did you?
on. Yeah, I wore a ski mask, so nobody knew who I was. And the reason why I did that is because I was like, okay, I'm going out with a lot of jewelry, and if they notice that I'm not from the Dominican Republic or I'm not
you're
a
a
local,
target. You're a target,
I'm a
bro.
target.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I had the ski mask on the whole night. So with all the jewelry and stuff, they didn't know if I was Dominican or whatever
Right,
the case may be.
right.
So I was just wilding out. I was having a great time because I was like, hey, nobody knows who I am, so fuck
Now,
it.
did you hook up when you were in the DR?
In the DR, no, I did not, man. You know what?
I mean, you must have intimidated the women.
You know what? I had a lot of
Scary.
I had a lot of women. I had a lot of women there, but the thing is that I'm actually focused really heavy on the business right now, man. You know, I had 2 failed relationships, and one of which, due to infidelity, you know, I had a baby that wasn't mine.
What?
Yeah.
Were you suspicious when he came out white? I'm just I'm just playing.
You know what? She was actually an Asian chick, and you know,
that's my next.
You know, hey, you know, I don't discriminate. You know, that's one thing about me. White, black, Asian, Hispanic. As long as you got a dope vibe and good personality, I'm with it. So, it just happened to be an Asian chick, and she cheated. So,
Bro, what an admission. I mean, I have mad respect for sharing all that. And to me, I just want you to know, color, ethnicity, race, those are just words, man.
Yeah.
It's the rapping.
Yeah.
It's the rapping, because when you take out the rapping, everybody's the same inside.
I mean, shit. If
you're
it
good,
was
you're bad, you're ugly. What's under the rapper? That's what I want to know. This is just packaging.
If it was up to me, I would say that the strongest men should have the most women. If it was up to me, personally. You know, it's a really hard statement to say.
The strongest men.
We're on Raw Media, so I have to let them know.
Yeah, be raw. I love that. Should have to, because I'm a pretty strong guy.
Yeah.
I just want you to know.
I think so. I think that if you pay your dues and you're in incredible shape, if not in incredible shape, if you've made yourself into this powerhouse of a man, I think you should have your pick of the litter. I don't think that these rules that we have in society where, you know, if you're this mega person that you have to be strapped down to one person. Like, I really do believe that if you are a strong, capable man and can handle his business and take care of multiple different types of women, why wouldn't a woman want to be with that type of man versus being with a guy who's struggling, who can't get his shit together? No woman want to be with that type of man, even a woman that's trying to help and work with a man, you know?
Well, I understand, you know, I understand that a woman should be attracted sexually from a strong man. When I say strong, I don't mean like Arnold Schwarzenegger, that's very strong. But I mean strength of character, strength of personality, success in business, confidence. I've learned, because I was never 6'3" or 6'6", and you know, as good looking as Eddie. You ever see Eddie back there? He looks like he's walked off a fashion magazine.
Yeah, he's a model.
He's like a model. And I never looked like any of those things. But you know what? I've learned that women are attracted to confidence.
Yeah, it's true too.
And people are attracted to energy.
Yeah, it's true.
And it's not a shock that, you know, some of the most successful men in the world have the most confidence. Imagine, I'm sure when Michael Jordan goes into a place and he's single, he's not cowering in the corner. You know,
you got to go through some shit.
Right. You got to be a strong man. I get what you're saying, and I want you to know, I had my pick of the litter, and I chose a young woman named Stephanie Sarno.
Dope.
And she was. You know, she was.
That's what's up.
The top of the food chain. Yeah. And I had no business. You know, everybody said I was punching above my weight.
You know,
and I was pretty everything. But
hey, you know what's interesting, Ross?
I love it, bro.
To second that, you know, like I've been telling a lot of people, I would settle down for sure. And the reason why I would settle down, or the only reason why I would settle down, is if the woman felt the same way that I felt about her. See, men, we love unconditionally. Women love conditionally. So that's being said, as a man, as a man, if I love you as a woman, she knows that she's getting my full love regardless of what happens. But if a man loses his job, a man's car breaks down, he doesn't have anything to lean back on, or whatever the case may be, a world disaster happens, whatever case may be.
You know what women say? I'll always love you, and I'll miss you.
Exactly.
They're out the door.
Out the door.
Thanks to the United States government.
Yeah.
And the fact that when I was young, I was very wild. I was very addicted to drugs.
Yeah.
I drank a lot and got
That's
into
a
all
lifestyle.
kinds of trouble. But I was like an athlete. I was a young guy. Anybody I worked for was making millions of dollars off me.
Yeah.
So I was protected like a young stud athlete who was getting in trouble all over town, and they were just protecting me. And this is Wall Street. You know, they have more power than really most governments. I hate to say it. They actually run the government, And so I managed to stay ahead of trouble until I got to a point where I became so big, I was a little bit of a threat to them.
Wow.
And that's what happened. But this is about you today, so I want people to get to know you.
Yeah.
So what was your first gig as a DJ? Do you remember?
Yeah, Kayla Hall.
Say that. Explain
Yeah,
that.
Kayla Hall. Yeah, Columbia, Maryland. Kayla Hall. I packed it out. 300 kids.
How old were you?
I was like 12. You know, it was my first gig. Booked it out at that time. $300 could rent out pretty much as a 1,200 square foot space. So if you think about that, you know,
That's crazy,
about 20
bro.
years ago, you could do that for $300. You
Now
could rent out
3,000 maybe.
probably. That's for sure.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
Yeah.
But
Now, was your dad? When you grew up, did you grow up with your dad? Because you walked in here with your
You
dad.
know what? Yeah, my
I
pops
feel
was
like
actually in
that's-
DC. So
I feel
yeah,
like that's a beautiful thing.
yeah. So my dad was still in DC at that time. So he actually used to do security. So
I can
yeah,
see
yeah,
that.
yeah.
He looks
Do
like a
some-
freaking linebacker.
Yeah.
I mean, looks
Yeah.
like he just left the Washington Redskins squad to come down here for a minute. But I think it's a beautiful thing, and I want to say this to you and your dad, just so you both hear this, and I want the audience to hear this.
Yeah.
My dad passed away when I was 16.
I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah.
He was my fucking world, my father. And I went off the deep end. I was just very angry and very selfish, and I was a rough kid, and and then going through life without a dad at that age, and I'm very gifted in certain things. Everybody else that I looked at just had an agenda for me. A dad is the only man in the world that sincerely wants more for you than for himself.
True. Yeah.
Only a father can understand that. Until you have children, you won't even understand what I'm saying. I tell my daughters that I said, I'm the only man in the history of your life that wants you to be greater than me.
Yeah.
And I tell this to my daughter, but it's the same thing with a father and a son.
You know what's really cool about that too, is that we have to go through these things in order for us to be the men that we want to be.
Correct.
So for me, I don't fault my dad, for the things that he's lacked in. I don't.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, if we don't know better, we're not going to do better.
Yep. I'll tell you another thing. Until you have your own children, you can't judge.
Not at all.
The only person you can't really judge is your dad and your mom, because until you really understand what that gig is.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a rough gig.
Well, I went through
a kid, raising a kid.
What's crazy?
There's no manual. There's no instruction. There's no. This is the way to do it. It's like, what the hell am I going to do now?
All grace to God. All grace to God.
All grace to God.
Because I went through a 9-month pregnancy.
Oh God,
and
I'm sorry.
During that pregnancy, I knew exactly what that felt like. And the reason why I say in all grace to God is because you're right. That mental shift scared me to death. I clicked into overdrive. Yeah, I've been baptized 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
It's crazy, man.
Nothing is more powerful to me.
Sure.
Than my relationship with God. So I want to hear about your relationship.
Yeah, I got baptized early. When I got baptized the first time, I was in college. And I got baptized right before I moved to LA. I felt like I wanted to just kind of renew myself before moving into a big city like that after graduation of college. So I got baptized at that time. And
When was that? How old were you at that time?
At that time, I was about 18.
And you moved to LA?
Moved to LA right after college, yeah.
What was happening?
Yeah, I got actually a job offer in LA and started working with a big time film producer out there from Dubai, and it was just my opportunity to kind of transition out of Florida.
Cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know any of this. This is
yeah.
really
I
cool
went to
stuff.
school. I went to school in Orlando here. Yeah,
Great
in
place
Florida.
to go to school, baby. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah. So I went to school in Orlando. I did a lot of work with the Amway Center with the Orlando Magic.
Cool.
Did a lot of work with the Donald Foyle. Big shout out to him. He was the former ambassador for Orlando Magics.
Very nice.
Worked under him for about 3.5 years. Did a lot of stuff in the Mercedes-Benz Lounge and DJ'd at the Grand Bohemian Hotel in the Porte Cochere for about 2.5 years.
So you DJ'd a lot of places. One of the questions everybody's asking.
I knocked Orlando out.
I love that.
Yeah,
What's the most memorable event?
Most memorable event of my life has to be CinemaCon. That's my CinemaCon. I did that last year. It's pretty much the biggest movie theater convention in the world.
Where was this?
This was in Las Vegas.
In Vegas?
Yeah, Caesar's Palace.
Is that, I saw your picture with like Oprah Winfrey and a
Yeah,
couple of
that's
famous
it.
black women, right?
Yeah. Oprah, Denzel, Taraji, everybody was there. Yeah,
Wow. And you were the DJ?
I was the DJ.
Did you get paid for that?
I did get paid for that. Yeah.
Good money?
Yeah. It was great money. Yeah.
Real money?
Yeah.
I'm just
Big,
asking,
yeah. Big shout out to Sketch Events. Appreciate y'all for having me.
Sketch Events?
Sketch Events. Yeah. She's a, Kelly is really dope, and actually Forbes 40 under 40 lister. Married to a professional football player.
Who's this?
She's actually the lady who owns the company.
Sketch Events.
Yeah,
Her
Sketch
name is
Events.
Kelly what?
I don't know her last name.
Okay.
Yeah. But she looked out, man. She booked me for the event. She paid me right, and it was dope.
And it was more than one day?
Yeah. It was a multiple event. It was like 3-day event.
In Vegas?
In Vegas.
Wow.
Yeah.
What hotel?
Yeah. Caesar's Palace. Yeah.
I love Vegas, by the way. I just want you to know that I love it. And, I have a deal with Brad Lee right now at Lightspeed.
Okay.
So I've been out to Vegas twice this year. I intend to be out there again soon.
Dope. Okay.
So I'm looking forward to hanging out with you.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really what a great spot Vegas is.
It's the new Dubai in America.
It's amazing.
That's for sure.
It's probably my favorite city.
I'm actually flying in tonight to a gig. That's the crazy part.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I'm flying out from Miami tonight to a gig.
What do you mean to a gig?
I'm flying out tonight.
You're not working tonight. Are you working tonight?
I'm going to a gig tonight. Yeah.
You're going to a gig, but you're going to spin records and everything?
Yeah. I'm going to a gig tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Yeah. I'm actually going. I'm gonna be actually with my man. Big shout out to B Taylor. We're doing some stuff right now. It's a record called We Are One. We're pretty much doing that for the armed forces to show love to the military.
I love that, man.
And we're working on a lot of deals right now with a lot of big nightclubs in Las Vegas to do military events where everybody that's coming into Vegas,
right,
the military people have a place where they can party and have a good time. My man B Taylor, he's a multi-platinum record producer, did over eight multi-platinum records. And I partnered up with him. And he's also the global ambassador for Goodwill in the Nelson Mandela Foundation. And we're doing a Nelson Mandela car, which is going to be presented at the White House as well. Not this year, but next year, 2026. We're going to be releasing the first Nelson Mandela car where the president will be riding in the car as well. Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a very big deal. We've been working on it for a very long time.
Big stuff. We looked you up. We Googled to see any of this stuff. So this
doing
is
the
great
Super Bowl
news,
too.
man.
We're doing the Super Bowl too. So
what does that mean?
The Super Bowl.
I mean the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl in New Orleans. Yeah, in New Orleans. Yeah, every year B Taylor, my man, he do Super Bowl. So I'm gonna be with him this year.
Right.
I'm gonna be doing Super Bowl with him this year in New Orleans.
And what is he doing there?
Performing. We'll be performing at Super Bowl. Yeah.
When you say performing, you got a DJ there?
I'm a DJ there. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Bro, this is big news, man.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah.
You got to be talking, man.
Yeah.
I'd be screaming if I was you.
I've done it so long, man. And to be honest with you, it's one of them things where it's like any seasoned artist, even with you, right? You could get around a bunch of people that's done numbers and stocks and things like that, and it wouldn't phase you.
No.
Same thing with me. It's like
I know, but for me, it's exciting. The Super Bowl is very exciting to hear that you might be spinning records at the Super Bowl. Who's doing the halftime show this year?
Good question. Not sure. I think they got Kendrick actually. They might have Kendrick.
Kendrick Lamar.
I think I got Kendrick. Yeah.
I happen to really dig him.
Yeah.
My kids turned me on to him.
Wayne was really mad. Shout out to Wayne because I do feel like they should have gave that to Wayne. I'm not gonna hold back on that.
Lil Wayne?
I think they should have gave that to Lil Wayne. He's New Orleans.
He's fucking amazing.
Wayne is New Orleans.
He's amazing.
And there's no disrespect to Kendrick because I got a lot of family that's rocking with Kendrick too. And Top Dog, big shout out to Top Dog. And 1500,
Top Dog. These names, I don't know anything.
My whole thing is that being that it is the city of New Orleans, they should have gave that to Wayne. If it was L.A., yeah, of course Kendrick. But
is it really like that?
It's not like that. But the teachers own. Wayne had put so much work into New Orleans,
right?
With Cash Money and everything. I just think they owe that to him.
I get you.
I do. I really do. I feel like they owe that to him. Yeah.
I honestly think, and I could be corrected, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's what Ross Mandell is what Raw Media is about. I think that Jay-Z is in charge of booking all these things.
He is.
They gave him a 10-year deal. And, I think Jay-Z is fucking unbelievable. I think
Jay is a great businessman.
Yeah, he lived in my building, just so you know. So we met several times. I met him and Beyonce.
Yeah.
We used to all hang out at the same vacation spots. I ran into them several times at hotels, different parts of the world, like little islands you wouldn't think of, at the top resort here and there. Yeah. And checking into the I'll never forget. We flew to the Ritz Carlton in San Juan. I took my whole family. I got 12 people. You know, my wife's sister and her niece, and all of a sudden, the girls are all screeching, Beyonce, and we're talking, 15 years ago. And
Yeah.
Beyonce walks in with Sean Carter. He lives in my building, so we
Dope.
moved from Trump Tower.
Dope.
And the hotel gave me more attention than him because I was a big player.
Oh, yeah.
It was a casino hotel. At the time I was.
Yeah.
So it was very funny to me because they just transcend everything. They're like royalty in America.
Yeah. Yeah.
Royalty. I mean,
Yeah.
this woman is what a talented
Actually,
woman she is.
big shout out to Jay Z. I actually did his 20th anniversary for Reasonable Doubt. I was DJ for that. I
What?
DJ'd.
Just throw that out there.
Yeah, I DJ with Khaled. DJ Khaled.
Now
he DJ.
he's a guy. Funny because I
Yeah.
lost my place because you're fascinating, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm low key with it, and that's
You're
the
very
thing.
low key. You're like no key.
No. I'm about to
Paul,
come. I'm about to come out though.
gonna slap this
like
kid
on some
around a
real.
little bit.
Like I'm coming out though, like with records and everything because
Branding.
for a long time.
When you say DJ
Yeah.
Khaled, you know what?
Yeah.
I know who this guy is. I
Yeah.
seen Pitch Perfect and all these things. He's
Yeah.
branded himself like crazy.
Yeah, and I love Khaled, and like I said, I look forward to doing business with him too. I just think that everything takes time.
Of course it takes time.
Me being a younger player in the game,
Yeah.
Being exposed to the game at such an early age, I had to just kind of absorb everything to kind of figure out where I wanted to kind of move and go with this. And now I'm at an age now where I actually see clearly and also see what I've built. And I'm like, okay, it's time to go. So yeah, I'm not worried about it. I'm not even kind of like scared of anything or repercussions because I paid my dues. Every artist that I've spoken on today, I've met them, whether it was casually or I've actually DJ'd with some of these people or whatever the case may
Hung
be.
out, same spot, whatever,
Yeah.
had a drink,
Yeah.
I want to use an expression.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
this is an expression that I like. And I didn't really use this expression in my earlier life. But I look for people that are on the come up.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in a guy that's a fat cat.
Yeah.
You do a deal with him, and next thing you know, he sends his 3 little boys to handle the business. You think you're making a deal with this fat cat? Well, he doesn't do that shit anymore.
Yeah.
He's just using his name, right?
Yep.
So I like guys that are hungry.
Yeah.
That they're trying to grab that brass ring. If you identify the right guys on the come up, a rising tide lifts all ships, bro.
I agree.
A rising tide lifts all ships.
I agree.
What I'm getting from you today is you're a young man on the come up.
I agree with that.
And listen, there's all different levels. That's another thing you learn.
I'm cool
in
with
business.
that. I want to be a billionaire. So
I love it. It's cool to
for
be a
me,
billionaire.
I'm definitely want to come up. I mean, yeah, I'm not nowhere close to being a billionaire. So yeah, as far as me being on the come up, I take that as a compliment because on a come up means that people know who you are. People acknowledge
you're
you.
moving. You're making moves.
And
you're climbing the charts. You're not on the
Absolutely.
top. On the way, the slope down from the top is pretty steep, but you're on the come up. Think about a graph. You want to be like that. You know what?
Up what it is though.
Whoa.
And I could tell you how, and I'm gonna keep it real with everybody.
Let's
this
go.
is how you come up. You come up by making the right relationships, and that's
Always.
in anything.
Collaborations.
And I haven't spoken about the people that I work with on a daily basis, but I work with the biggest people in the music and entertainment media space every single day. My marketing company runs some of the biggest profiles and accounts on the internet right now.
Can you share some names?
Yeah, why not? I mean, I work with Breon Prescott. Breon is my man. He manages Jamie Foxx and Rick Ross. That's just one. And
Is that all? Jamie Foxx. I'm playing.
Well, no worries. Breon
Jamie Foxx, Rick Ross, you're talking
Breon
about
is my
monsters.
man. Breon's a dope cat. He was the one that introduced Kanye to Jamie Foxx on the Gold Digger record, like a big cat. He was also the guy that worked that actually signed New Edition. Like, I mean, I work with some big guys, and
I love it.
And the thing is, it's like for me being in the industry for so long, I can speak like this and speak confidently because I understand, like, okay, my relationship is deeper than just me knowing these people. We know each other.
Well, you have to leverage relationships. So, in my course called the Wealth Formula, I talk about in the very beginning. And I would advise you as a young man, every young man should be watching what I produce, should be reading the text. Just buy the course for $300 and look at it. Every billionaire that I know that's looked at it and says, bro, I wish I had this.
Yeah.
It's a formula on how to get there, how to climb the top, the things that you think you know that you really don't know. There's so much information in there, I can't tell you. We talk about in the very first introduction, which is free. If you go to clickthetraining.com on any of my social media sites, go to rossmandell.com. We talk about what is capital. People say money. Money, yes, but it's the shortest form of capital in the world. I build companies on human capital, and I'm just saying that because it's my favorite. And I say it right into the camera in the studio when we produced it 17 times.
Yeah.
Human capital. Human capital will take you farther than money in the bank, money in your mattress, gold bars in a vault, Bitcoin or Ethereum or Dogecoin or Litecoin or any crypto. Human capital. It's the people you know. It's the relationships that you have that you can leverage. Sometimes they're not even relationships, but they're people you have access to.
Right.
You can get a pitch. You can get their ear.
Yep.
You have access to people. And you know what? You can leverage that access.
Yeah.
And I'm not here to try and, lecture. This is your show.
I'm gonna be real with you. I haven't asked for no favors.
Well, these are not favors.
I haven't asked for nobody to help me.
Right.
Excuse me, or nothing. And the reason why is because there's been plenty of times where I wanted to ask people for help. But I told myself, no, you're not in a position to ask for help. And that's a mentality thing. A lot of people are not built for this game. This is a different type of game, especially if you're trying to get to certain levels in life.
Where you want to be, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So where I'm at now is like, okay, I'm built for it. Mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, I'm built for this game. And now I'm ready to party. And the thing is, it's like, okay, a lot of these people that I've been running into, I've looked and I've watched and I've studied, what has happened and what has come from it. So my portfolio is diversified, right? Like, I'll give you an example. I invested in this company called Data Global Hub. It's an AI-based company for data, tech, and AI. We're doing our first online conference on January 18th online. And we already have over 2,000 people confirmed attendees as of today going to be online with over 30 confirmed book authors. One of our authors has invented over 500 patents. They call him Mr. Inventor. He's based in India, but we have an incredible lineup. We're sponsored by Pack Books. It's a lot of different things that I'm doing outside of the music.
Right. That's beautiful.
But like you said, it's the relationships, it's the people that you meet along the way, and it's the hungry ones too.
100%. Listen, I want to just say something so you know. When I talk about leveraging relationships, I'm not talking about asking for help.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, you might be in a position above me, financially, even socially, artistically, doesn't matter. But when I attempt to exercise my human capital, I'm going to help you. I'm not asking you for help.
Yeah.
By making my pitch to you, it's going to help you, I promise. Otherwise, I wouldn't make that pitch. Now, I'm 67 years old. I'm doing this 40 years at the highest levels, climbed the toughest mountains in business and finance and all that. I was inches away from being a billionaire, 15 minutes away, just in fact. And, according to Forbes and the Journal, I was worth $350 million. And that's true. Mm-hmm. The government took a lot of money from me, over $50 million. But to make a long story short, accessing your relationships is not saying, can you help me? Now listen, my life changed when I learned a very simple principle. My name is Ross Mandell. I need help. When I needed help, I never asked for it until I was 33. One day I was so low, I hit a bottom. I actually had to ask strangers for help, and that changed my life. I was raised, a man is a man is a man. You pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Everything, you don't ask for help.
It's true. Yeah.
You don't ever show weakness. I mean, in the hood, I've been in prison, I've been in jail. You express weakness, you're dead. This world is full of predators.
That's true.
And so I was raised like that. So until I was literally at a bottom, broken, every part of me was broken, spiritually, emotionally, physically, everything. And I'm not talking about when I went to prison.
Yeah.
I was already a strong man by the time I went to prison. I didn't need any help. But so I've learned to leverage relationships. It's a conversation we'll have down the road.
Sure.
We're going to be friends, I think.
Absolutely.
But I just want you to know that, it's so great for me to sit across from a young man like you who is on the come up. I used the word before, hungry.
Yes.
I feel like you're hungry.
I want to inspire this next generation. And the reason why I'm hungry is because I got that tiger back. I got it back. And my tiger isn't really for me at this point. It's for the community. I'm tired of seeing these older guys in the community, in the music game, in the entertainment game, not adding value to these young kids.
Right.
I'm in a position where I'm not too old. I'm still in that middle ground.
You're still cool.
I can add value to this young crowd, and I want to be able to give back to them and show them like, hey, this is the right way to do it. You can still be artistic, but why don't you come over here and get your degree, right? Because I graduated. I have a music business degree.
I love it.
You can still do your music thing, but you can also invest in the data tech and AI. You can still do your music thing, but I'm trying to show people that, hey, this is a positive example you can follow. You can still smoke your weed, but handle your business. Wake up in the morning, go to the gym.
Handle your
You know
business.
what I'm saying?
Correct.
I'm not trying to be anybody's parent, but I do want to let people know, like, okay, look, if you follow Jay Lew, you following somebody that actually can help you get better.
I love it. Jay Lew. I love it. That's what we're going to call you.
Yeah.
I love that. So let me just say, 31 years old.
Yeah.
You've mentioned, it's a young game, right? Music and trends, right? He's a youngster,
It is
right? You were 11, 12,
Young
15.
game.
You were
Yeah.
spinning records. So how do you stay updated on these music trends and stuff? Like, do you know what's cool now? I mean,
Yeah. Big shout out to my famed DJs once again. My famed DJs, like, and that's my thing. I as I get older, I always employ people that know more than me. Because even on my team, I have a lot of young guys who are always up to date on what's going on. As you get older, that's one thing I have noticed is like, certain records you just don't play or you don't even know of because it's something that, it's an artist you never heard of. But yeah, luckily for me, I got a ton of, I have a big team. Data Global Host specifically, we got 843 people that we employ on that team under us. So that just gives you an example of the scale and the mass of people that we have, and those are working people, that I can verify and show on paper, on Excel, of who work for us every day.
I feel bad. I only have Nelson right now.
Well, at the end of the day, man,
I get it, bro.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I stay up to date, and it's a constant feed,
Like, the young kids gonna say you're cool, or like you're already an old guy already, like in the business, like I'm looking at you. I can't see anybody that's cooler.
I want the playmakers to come together, and that's the thing. There's a lot of young guys like me who I know
guys
in the industry.
On the come up, right?
Yeah,
on the come up.
There's a ton of people on the come up that I know, but the thing is, it's like everybody's trying to be that dude, and it's like, look, instead of everybody trying to be that dude, why don't we come together and collaborate so we can make everybody in the community that we trying to touch a little bit better, right? Not everybody's gonna be that dude anyway, by just default. God didn't make it that way. Not everybody can be a star. It just is what it is. Not everybody's gonna be a star.
Nope.
But if we can help people get at least to their best, by using our star power to collaborate together, then maybe we can actually do what we're trying to do anyway, which is inspire and help people get better.
So important. I got a question. Somebody that's very close to me wanted to ask this question, so they actually hand wrote it in. If you notice, everything else is like printed up.
That's dope.
Yeah. Who is your favorite celebrity that you've met or know and been with, and why? Think about it. It's an interesting question because you've been in the presence of everybody, right?
Yeah, I have.
I mean, everybody.
I have. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a fan of nobody no more.
Who's
and that's
your
just honest to
favorite
God
celebrity?
truth.
I want you to pick one.
God.
Jesus Christ, maybe.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, because
that's a great answer.
Yeah, man. I don't idolize nobody.
He's a celebrity.
Yes.
He's definitely a celebrity. He's got like 1 billion people to follow him.
Jesus Christ is known from every inch of the earth.
But you know what I'm saying? That's a great answer, bro.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, I don't idolize people anymore.
I love that. Good, because they talk about idols. God doesn't want idols.
And then also people don't respect you if you idolize them. Like I remember when I first met Jay-Z, and at Reasonable Doubt, after it, I was like, yo, Jay, I was introduced to him by the guys at Apartment 4B. And Jay looked at me and he was like, you know, who is this dude? And it took him like almost 2 minutes to take a picture with me. And I was trying to figure out like, damn, like why is my idol doing this to me? Why is he not wanting to take a picture with me? I just DJ like the whole day. Like I just volunteered. Like I didn't get paid for that. Like, you know, and so when he finally took the picture, he was very upset. And I didn't realize like why he was upset. And now it makes sense to me because I'm like, okay, he's upset because he's at such a level where it's like, I don't want to be with, you know, people that idolize me, you know. I don't, you know, and I can curse here, right?
Bro,
okay,
this is,
you know, he's at a point.
Fuck this and fuck that.
He's at a point to where he's like, you know, I don't want, you know, people around me who, you know, idolize me. I want to do business with people that, you know, want like respect me. Idolizing somebody and respecting somebody, two different things. I looked at Jay as my idol, and idols can bring you motivation. They can't bring you discipline and consistency. So for me, you know, I got to a point where I was like, okay, you know, all these people that I see in the industry, yeah, I like them. They're dope and everything like that. But my habits are better, you know, and then you just start to pull away in different areas and you're like, okay, yeah, you know, you can only idolize the people that, you know, only one source for me, and that's God, you know, who is always there, always on time, always consistent, all the time, you know.
Bro, that's just, I want you to know, that's one of the greatest answers. You don't have to explain. I love that.
Yeah.
I got another question. There were only two that were handwritten from this whole thing. Two. And she's my favorite woman in the world and the sexiest woman I've ever met.
Okay.
And
not your wife, right?
My ex-wife.
Oh, okay.
Certainly is.
Okay.
How you feel about female DJs that are growing in this space right now?
Yeah, big shout out to my creative director, Amy. She is actually, that's her dream, is to be a DJ.
But you know what? She's obviously researched you.
Yeah.
And she's looked at you and your life, and this. She's looked at this space, and she sees that female DJing is coming up.
It is.
Women are coming up.
It
How do you
is.
feel about that?
I love it. I want to work with more female DJs. I actually work with a lot more female artists than I do with male artists, just because a lot of female artists, they just like to work with me.
And they're hot.
You know, so, you know, yeah, I would say female DJs, definitely. I think they could probably do it better than male DJs at this point, depending on the market, because especially in Vegas, like, who wants to watch a guy just jump on stage, you know, especially as openers? I would say that you probably want to see a chick in Vegas with big tits bouncing around on stage, doing her thing on the turntables.
She's got my vote. Paul,
Yeah.
I think Paul agrees. I know Nelson agrees. I know Eli agrees. You know, this could be the future of DJing.
For sure, 100%.
Hot chicks, little, you know,
yeah,
not too many clothes.
Yeah, hot chick DJs or something.
I'm gonna get in trouble
you know,
for this, bro. But
for sure.
I want you to know I welcome trouble. I eat trouble. This is really great. So, you know, I was going to say, are there upcoming projects or events that you're excited about? But you shared this global data.
Yeah.
What's it called? Global data?
Yeah, Data Global Hub.
I want to put that Data Global Hub.
Yes.
A shout out.
Yes, Data
And
Global Hub.
How do we
Yes.
find out about that online?
Yeah, dataglobalhub.com.
That's it?
That's
a website.
it. That's
I
it.
love that, bro.
Yeah.
All right, now you're also branching out. You know, you're not just DJ Lew. You got you're doing some things, right?
I'm doing a lot of things.
You're going into business, and I respect that because
Thank you.
I tell you so. I'm going to talk to you take to you the 90s.
Yep.
A guy named Ja Rule.
Yeah.
And what's his name? He owned the record company. He got in trouble.
Recently?
Death Row Record. No, I'm talking about in the 90s,
Suge Knight.
bro.
Suge Knight.
After Suge Knight.
Oh, after Suge.
He owned the Mafia, something, Black Mafia, something.
Oh, Big Meech.
Not him. No, we're going back further than that. Well,
Okay.
these guys came to my house. They tried to buy my house.
Okay.
They all opened stock accounts.
Oh,
with our
okay.
firm. And we handled all these guys.
That's dope.
And one of the name of the corporate name was something Mafia. They managed Ja Rule and Irv.
Oh, Irv Gotti.
Irv Gotti.
Yeah.
Irv Gotti and his sister.
Murder Inc. Yeah.
Murder Inc. That's it.
Yeah.
And they opened up stock accounts. They put like $1 million in one of my deals.
Okay.
A couple $100,000 in another deal. Opened up trading accounts.
So what's up?
With Tommy
Yeah.
O'Rourke. Tommy, shout out, baby. Hope you're doing well back in New Jersey. And you know, we made these guys a lot of money. And we did some great things for them. And they were just really they wanted more for themselves.
Yeah.
And Irv
I can see
Gotti
that,
has
yeah.
a sister who was like running the business, running his life in this. They tried to buy my house. I'm like, I'm not selling my house. They go, it's worth, $2 million. We'll give you $2.5 million right now, cash. I go, but I'm not selling. You know what I mean? It was very fun. I had this beautiful house on Long Island, you know, on the ocean, and they all came to my house, and I'd never heard of this guy Ja Rule. And you know, you live in a little community. It's gated, 50 houses. Everybody's a millionaire. Everybody, and this is 20 some odd years ago. And within literally minutes, every teen, every kid was waiting outside my driveway for Ja Rule to come in. And Ja Rule gets out of the car. He's a little guy. He's not like you, your dad. You know, he's not even my size, but he's like a big presence, and he's got a really raspy hoarse voice. And you know, it was they're lovely people, you know, and you know, because I'm who I am in finance. I'll never forget. I told you earlier, you know, when Jay-Z and Beyonce were checking into the Ritz-Carlton, we were all VIPs. They have a VIP area, and the manager, when it comes out and this and that, and they picked me over Jay-Z and Beyonce to service me and my crew, my families, which are beautiful, by the way, blondes, blue eyes. I mean, these are gorgeous women.
Yeah.
And you know, he was very, very polite. He was very, very. He's a good guy. He's Sean. I didn't know he was Jay-Z.
Yeah.
When I met him in the gym at Trump World Tower. He moved in. Beyonce bought a $12 million apartment down the block. He didn't want to be in the same building.
Oh, shit.
So he sent in, like, I'll never forget, sent like $1 million in. And I was friends with the renting agent. So I owned 2 apartments in the building. And the renting agent goes, this guy just sent in $1 million. He hasn't even seen the apartment. He hasn't been here yet. And it was Sean Carter. And I met him in the basement of the Trump World Tower. They had a 25,000 square foot gym.
Wow.
Indoor pool. My oldest daughter learned how to swim in that gym.
Oh, wow.
In that pool. You know, they have a spa with beautiful women from Norway. And
Wow,
Sweden.
wow.
You wouldn't believe it.
Wow.
I met Rihanna there
dope.
on the treadmill. I had no idea who Jay-Z was. I didn't know Sean Carter was
That's
Jay-Z.
dope.
Someone
That's
said,
super
you know,
dope.
that's Jay-Z. I said, no, that's Sean Carter.
That's dope,
You're
man.
like, bro, you're an idiot. That's fucking Jay-Z. This is 2000. I didn't, you know, to me, he was just another. Derek
you
Jeter
were big
lived,
at that time. That's
Derek
big,
Jeter,
yeah.
Derek Jeter lived in the penthouse. He was a captain of the New York Yankees. That was
Wow.
big. You know what I mean? It was like,
Yeah.
we had all these different people. You know, so you're a fascinating kid to me.
Thank you.
Don't be insulted, but when I call everybody a kid. To
Nah,
me, your
that's
dad's
cool.
a kid.
Yeah, no worries.
He's a child. He could be my nephew.
Yeah, no
You
worries.
know, he's 11 years younger than me.
Nah, no worries.
He's got
Out
11
of
years
respect.
of problems coming up.
Nah, I
That's the way
respect
it
that.
is.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
How would you describe yourself for our
Yeah.
audience? How would you describe yourself? You. Forget about me describing you. You wearing 3 watches on
Yeah.
one hand. You got another watch.
It's confident.
Confident?
I would just say I'm confident, very confident.
I
you
love
know,
that.
I built this, man, and that's one thing I'm very proud of. I'm proud of the man I built because at the end of the day, it was very hard to get to this point, and I'm just very proud of the man that I built. Every day I wake up and I do a lot of the stuff that I do, even with the social media stuff. I'm very proud, and I think I you know, and I hope that every man gets to this point where they can wake up in the morning, look at themselves in the mirror, and be completely happy
Be okay
with
with
everything.
themselves.
Yes.
And God has a big part in your life.
Huge part. You know, I wake up every morning, I pray. I pray about 5 times a day.
I love that.
Yeah, very, very, very close spiritual connection with God. I feel like
You
that.
have, besides
my
your
calm.
dad and besides Jesus Christ, do you have any mentors in your life?
I do. I have a few different mentors in my life, and you know, I'm very glad that I have mentors. And actually, my mentors are rotating now. Mentors that I had during certain seasons may not make it into this next season. To be honest with you,
Listen, people
But-
come to your life for reasons and seasons. That's
right.
the way it is.
That's right. You know, as I've been getting bigger and growing my businesses and, you know, just kind of looking at everything that I'm doing long term, I'm distancing myself from a lot of things. And going into this new season, I'm definitely not taking any bullshit into 2025.
I call it leveling up.
Yeah.
You understand what you're leveling up. Not
Yeah.
everybody. One thing that I learned, and I learned it the hard way.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to level up. Some
Not
people get
everybody.
very comfortable with who they are and where they are, and that's the end of it. They just
Yeah.
they don't have the same ambition. They don't have the same drive. They don't have the same dreams. Some
Yeah.
of them have lived their dreams. Some of them have abandoned their dreams. But you know, I sense that you're in a leveling up mode in your life.
I want to provide for my whole family. You know, that's just honest to God truth. I want everybody to be happy.
You have a big family?
I have a big family.
Tell me.
I want everybody to be happy. I got family in New York. I got family in Maryland.
Well,
I got
cousins,
family
like your
in
dad had brothers,
Kentucky.
sisters, that kind of mom?
Yeah,
So your
yeah.
dad's side or your mom's side?
Got two grandmas. You know,
Wow.
Yeah, you know, people got to eat. You know, I got
Yeah.
uncle, aunt. You know, so yeah, you know, I got cousins.
It's expensive.
It's relative. You know, I think and to your point, you know, not everybody is going to be that guy.
No.
And the thing is like what I'm so blessed and happy about is that, and I say this for everybody out there, if you got a family, point out who your guy is or who your girl is. Back them up. Support them. Don't compete with your family. Stop that.
I get that.
If that guy is getting the attention, if he's always the guy that's always doing this, add on to him. Make him hot. And I promise he's gonna add on to you. You know, luckily for me, because of my relationship with Christ, I haven't had that much support from my family. But like I told my family a few weeks ago, I'm gonna provide for you regardless. Doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, family is family. And I feel like if you're rich, your family shouldn't be poor. So, and for me, I want my family to be rich forever. So everything I do is to lay out that so that my family can eat and have the same opportunities, you know, for our generations to come beyond myself. You know,
Fantastic. It's a great.
Yeah.
These are great motivating forces. I felt the same way as you do.
Yeah.
And you know, when I had, I shared with my whole family. When I went away on vacations, you know, there was never less than 10 people that I treated, et cetera. You know,
Yeah.
I'm talking about, you know, every person was 10,000. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, I don't go to cheap places, so you know, it was crazy renting planes, and you know, I was
Yeah.
on private jets in the '80s.
Yeah.
There were no rappers in the private jets in the '80s.
Right.
You had the only billionaires and Wall Street guys, you know, and some athletes, but it was really, you know, private jets were like
Yeah.
really exclusive. This is a question that I was asked, and I love my answer. It made a great clip for me. What's your greatest achievement? What is Justin Lewis? I'm going to ask, not just DJ Lew. What is your greatest achievement?
Finding myself. Yeah, finding who I am as a man.
Okay.
You know, that's my greatest achievement.
And you're evolving. You know, you're 31. You're still young.
Yeah,
to me.
Yeah. My greatest achievement was being able to know who I am as a person.
Yes.
And to fully accept who I am and to be able to present myself authentically no matter what I'm doing. Whether I got these big ass chains on, whether I'm in the gym, just, you know, in a muscle tee, if I got my shirt off, just being authentically comfortable in any situation, any environment, knowing that I can even defend myself too, you know, going through the physical training that I went through to become a professional athlete in boxing and, you know, all these different things to make sure that I was the highest caliber of a man that I could compete on any ground at any level, you know, even becoming educated and things like that, things that other people in my family never had an opportunity to do. So whether it's business, whether it's physical, whether it's financial, whether it's whatever, you know, I'm a very, very tough component. And I think that is what I wanted to be anyway. And I built myself into that person. So I'm very happy with that. It's my biggest accomplishment for myself.
I love that. I could say that, you know, in our brief little back and forth.
Yeah.
Very aggressive.
Yes.
I was surprised because on the phone you're not aggressive. But you made a very aggressive move, and I was like, "What the hell?" But I appreciate that.
You don't see the ape season, man. This is aggressive.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, this is
I
our
love
closest
that.
ancestor, man.
I love that, bro.
Apes are our closest ancestors. So, you know, I wanted to do something to kind of give back. This is actually my community project, it's a passion project. It's something that I created for everybody, no matter what race you are. You can identify with something that's going to give you energy and make you feel strong. And I know that anybody that wears my brand and wears Ape Season, they are going to give them life and give them energy. This wasn't designed for me. It was designed for everybody to feel strong.
I love it. I hope I'm going to get something like that.
I'm going to get you some.
And Nelson, too, because we got to wear that.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm going to get you guys some.
We're going to pump you guys up.
Yeah.
Did anyone ever tell you, you know, now that you have the glasses off, you took off
Yeah.
the jacket, did anyone ever say you look a little bit like a young Don Cheadle?
I'll take it.
You know the actor, he's a very famous actor.
I'll take that.
Don Cheadle.
I don't know him, but I'll take it.
He's very famous.
Yeah.
He was in Boogie Nights.
I'll
The
take
movie
that.
with Mark Wahlberg, he's a very famous
Yeah.
actor. Don Cheadle, I see it, bro.
Yeah, I'm looking for movies. So
Why
yeah,
not?
movies. Yeah,
Why
I want to
not?
be in all that. Yeah.
I have a movie being shot right now to Netflix.
Oh,
believe it or
dope.
not,
Okay.
Right now. And
Yeah,
that's in the Philippines, believe it or not.
that's dope. Yeah,
And
yeah.
now
yeah.
I have one. They want me to play a character. They want me in the show, in the series, but me as an actor. The character is Joseph Randall,
Oh, nice. Okay,
and he just got out of prison, and he's a big Wall Street guy. Duh. And I'm Ross Mandell.
That's dope, though.
Joe Randall. I mean, it's just a crazy story, and they wrote this part just for me, and I've agreed to do it, and we'll see what happens.
That's
now.
dope, man.
Yeah, they're working on it.
yeah.
One word only for success.
Consistency.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? That's a great
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
I can't even comment except that's great. Biggest fear. One word.
Failure.
So far, you're 2 for 2. I would have answered the same way, just so you know. One word. What motivates you every day?
Life.
Perfect. One word. How would you describe yourself?
Confident.
I love it. One word. What's your guilty pleasure?
Music.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I thought you were going to say masturbation, but I guess not.
You know what? No, let
I'm
me touch
playing,
on.
I'm playing.
I do want to touch on that, man, because music, man, depending on what you put in your ears, very important.
Yeah.
And that goes out to everybody out there that's listening to this podcast. What you're putting in your ears is very important.
Garbage in, garbage out.
Garbage in, garbage out, and you start to pretty much do the things that you listen to, and you kind of,
I
so
understand.
Be
I
careful
get
what you
it.
put. Be careful what you're listening to, what you put in your mind.
For young people, that's the most important thing.
Be very careful. I mean, I do a lot of stuff on social media and stuff, and big shout out to everybody that's following me. But best believe I put a lot of positive energy in my mind too.
Very good. One word. Describe your childhood. One word.
Describe my childhood. Say stable.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
Bro, I would have stumbled on that one. That's a good. My mind's still trying to answer it.
Yeah.
One word. Describe your best friend.
Shit. Oh man.
One word.
Backstabber.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
We got a story coming. That's gonna
Yeah.
be great.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Backstabber for sure.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say dad.
Oh. Oh.
You know it.
Oh.
Yeah. My mind. It's your story. Biggest regret. One word. Could be this guy, right?
Biggest regret. I have no regrets. I really don't. I don't have any regrets. I live my life very on the edge.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I don't have many regrets either.
Yeah.
It's great. One word. Favorite place in the world.
Haven't been to my favorite place in the world yet. I hope it's Dubai.
Okay.
I hope
thought
it's
you were gonna
Dubai.
say Vegas, but okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, you look forward. You're forward looking.
Yes.
I like that. That's really. It's a huge. Just so you know, that's a. It's a huge trait of the most successful people in the world.
I put on my vision board this year.
They look forward. Always looking forward, not back.
Yeah. Dubai, London. Those are on my vision board for this year. I'm gonna be going to Qatar. Actually, we got invited. My company, Data Global Hub. We're gonna be speaking on panel in Qatar.
Wow.
So that's gonna be really big for us.
You might have to get me on one of these panels, bro.
Absolutely,
How crazy
100%.
this is.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
One word that defines happiness. One word.
Peace.
Beautiful. One word. Most important value.
Morals.
Boy, are you sure you didn't see these questions?
No.
I mean, you're blowing the door off these things.
These are my principles. Yeah.
But this is this is important because these are the things that define you.
I live by this. Yeah.
These are a lot of the other stuff,
Yeah.
But this is
It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. I told somebody the other day, I said, look, man.
seasons. There's seasons in your life.
Take the jewelry, take everything away from me, and I'll still be humble. I'll still be confident. This is just what I live by. I'm very stoic.
One word. Stoic's
Yeah.
a good word.
Yeah.
One word. What do you want to be remembered for?
Ooh, great.
These are tough questions.
No, this is a good one.
Yeah.
What would I want to be remembered for? Authenticity. Yeah, that's what I want to be made for.
That's my word.
Yeah.
Lou. What?
Yeah.
One word. Describe your dream day.
I have a lot of different multiple types of dream days, but a dream day for me would be us going out on a yacht.
Yacht. That's a great day. That's a great word. Yacht.
And
right? You gotta go with one word.
And celebrating going public.
Yachting.
Going public, taking a company public, and maybe that's a company that we're talking about now. Maybe we're Raw Media.
That is.
Maybe that's doing a deal and that's ringing a bell in the stock market
that
exchange.
Day is coming,
Raw Media.
My brother, that day is
yeah,
coming.
I would love to be there with you with that.
Yes, you would. It's
Yes.
going to be. I've done it twice before.
Yes.
I've rung the bell twice. Opening. It's going to be. I can't even.
Yes.
One word for failure.
Success.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I love that.
If you don't want to fail, you need to be successful. And if you don't want to be successful, you're going to fail.
If you want to be successful, you have to fail.
Yeah. It's true.
Failure,
You got to fail a lot.
That's where you go.
Yeah.
I could give you a million different stories regarding that, but it's okay. One word. What's your biggest strength? One word.
Networking.
Okay. That's a good one. One word. Your biggest weakness.
Damn, what's my grandma used to tell me I was doing? My grandma used to tell me I was gluttonous.
I love that.
You know?
Leave it to a grandma to tell you.
Yeah.
I have a lot of my
Yeah.
wisdom and
Yeah, she used to tell me that every time I used to eat. So yeah, I'm hungry. I'm definitely a hungry guy.
What are you, 6'3"?
No, but I'm like this in everything. So
No,
like,
I understand.
like,
More.
Yeah. Like, I'll give you a prime example. People used to ask, like, why'd you start boxing? Someone told me I couldn't do it. So I literally did it because
That's motivation.
Yeah.
I get
So
it.
I get motivated. I'm actually charged up when people give me energy. So every time that someone says, oh, he's not this, or oh, this is not this, or this doesn't add up, I actually get motivated. So it actually gives me energy. I like when people don't like what I do because it keeps me going. If everybody was so happy with me, I actually think it would fucking destroy my brand.
Right.
So I actually love the fact that people fucking hate.
I live a little bit for like, fuck you, watch this.
Yeah, fuck off.
And watch this. Watch this, bro. I get you. I see this, yeah. What's one word for love?
Compassion.
Very nice.
Or if I can swap compassion for
You
compromise,
can. This is your show, baby.
I'm gonna say compromise.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sound like somebody I know. If you could change one thing about the world, what would it be?
Corruption.
Yeah, I got to tell you, that's great.
Yeah. I think they should give the money to people that actually deserve it. You know, and to be honest with you, let's be real. You know, if you want to be successful in this world, you're gonna have to step on people's toes, and that's just how it goes.
It's exactly right.
That's just how it goes. And what I don't like is that, you know, the government is saying that, especially from the Democrats, you know, I don't like the fact that they're coming at this where it's like everybody should. No, it's not everybody. You know, there's certain people that are actually making things happen, and there's a large majority of people that ain't doing shit.
That ain't doing shit.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the people that's making it happen and doing shit, we do deserve the larger stake of the pie, and we do deserve to be able to enjoy the fruits of our labor. You know, and I think that's what the American dream is all about.
That's America.
This is America.
They're trying to change
You
that.
know?
They're trying to create Russia.
I'm gonna be real with you. Even speaking from my cultural race as a black man, you know, I want to get the black community start thinking more positively about, you know, stop this handout shit. You know, everybody that's black out there that's listening to this podcast, stop this handout shit. You know, you want to sit up here and complain and point the finger at everybody that's doing well and successful that's in the community, but then when we come back and we try to help you, we try to do things. Even myself, we're getting hated on and we're getting people looking at us side eye. We still come back and we still help out the community.
Yep.
You know, partner with us, align with us, work with us. Let's try and change the community. Stop hating on us. Stop hating on each other. And let's come together and unify. Because, see, things like this with me and Ross having this conversation right now, it's because we come to an understanding that we add value to each other.
We're making things happen.
We're making things happen. And unfortunately for the community, especially my community, what I've noticed is there's one thing I do want to change the community. I want us to be more unified and because I want us to be able to have the opportunities that everybody has in this country. But unfortunately, I have to agree, we don't deserve those opportunities if we don't know how to handle and manage the opportunity. So it's a wasted opportunity that doesn't need to be given to a group or a class that doesn't know how to manage and handle it. And that's not the other community's problem. It's our problem. So everybody that's out here is listening to this podcast, I'm also trying to change that narrative. And shout out to Minister Stretch. Shout out to everybody that's been working with us on our community efforts. Shout out to Shelly Berkeley, the new mayor in Las Vegas. We've been doing a lot of community work. We've been doing a lot of things, to give back to the community. And I just want this to be able to be something that everybody can take and say, okay, you know what? In this new year, we're going to be more open-minded instead of closed-minded and thinking that everything has to be a certain way. Life is not like that. Things are going to happen differently and things are going to change every single day.
You know, what I think you're saying, and I agree, one thing I've learned as an older guy, black, white, yellow, Latin, red, it doesn't matter. Lazy is lazy.
It's true.
A quitter is a quitter.
It's true.
So, not everybody. And when you find yourself in that position, it's very easy to say
That's
racism or this, that, or that guy, or I didn't have this.
That's true.
And I seen guys come up from the friggin' hood.
Yes.
My great-grandfather used to sell pencils for 1 penny each on a corner in Lower Manhattan. And he did this for 30 years. He sold pencils. And then one day he actually got a cart. And then one day he got a store. For 30 years, he stood out in the fucking cold weather in Manhattan and sold fucking pencils. He didn't stay home and complain. He didn't stay home and look for welfare and all these different things. He fucking went out and tried to make something happen.
Yeah.
And, because of that, his granddaughter, my mother, ended up having an Alfa Romeo, went to University of Miami, lived in a penthouse in Brooklyn, all these different things. From work, effort, not taking shit.
Yes.
Making things happen.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're born with money.
I want to second that, because a lot of us, especially in my community, because we haven't had the opportunity of learning entrepreneurship, I invite anybody that's listening to this podcast, if you're an entrepreneur out there, if you're somebody that's actually trying to build a business, contact me. If everybody else is denying your emails or denying your DMs or whatever, contact Jay Lew. Hit me and my team up.
DJ Jay Lew. Instagram.
Let us know what you're working on, what you're trying to do, and let us see how we can help you. And let us see how we can work together and collaborate. I really want to be able to help other people so that other people can be put in positions so that we can also have the opportunities that Ross is talking about. That's important. I don't want to be the only one to be able to experience these things that Ross is doing. I want to be able to have everybody be able to take a trip to the Dominican Republic. I want everybody to be able to jump into a Olympic swim lap pool. I want everybody to be able to skydive. I want everybody to be able to do all these different kinds of things.
Sit in the back of a chauffeured car. Little things like that. Yeah, I mean, this is great stuff, bro. I mean, you're a testament.
Thank you, man.
To the values that seem to drive you.
I want when I do finally have a child, I want to be able to just focus my dream at this point. After I build when I get to that point where I'm ready to have a kid. Because I'm at that point now, to be honest with you. If I find the right lady, shout out to all the ladies out there.
DM me if you want to have a kid with Jay Lew.
I want to be able to instill all these things into my kids, man. It's something that, and I think my father would second this because, see, my dad, he didn't have a dad. And it's one of those things where it's like, especially me being an only child and having a relationship with my dad who's here today with me, now it's one of those things that is very rare, because you have parents that turn the kids against each other.
It's a beautiful thing.
You have a lot of things that has happened, in the process, and I'm just glad to be here with my dad and, to be able to also show him the what he's put, who his son is. And I'm also really happy too to be able to take what I've learned and then pour that into my future children so that he can also see that too. So my biggest blessing, I think, is being able to have all those experiences that my parents have had and being able to go through those adverse times and still be able to accept my parents and to love my parents and to value and cherish my parents and to be able to pour that back into my kids. I mean, I think that's what we're here for.
Paul, you proud of your son?
Very proud of him. Couldn't be proud of him.
I just hope that you heard that, everybody, because when they walked in today, two tall, big, black men. And who is this guy? He goes, that's my dad. And you know what? My heart melted.
Thanks,
My
man.
heart melted, bro. Because you know
yeah.
my story. You know we're all the star of our own show.
Yes.
It's my personal story. You know what I love more than anything else. If I was 31 years old, to be hanging out with my dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't know I never knew my dad as an adult. I was 16 when he passed.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
But you understand what I mean? So
Yeah.
you can't even, I don't know if you can even understand or appreciate what
I
this
do.
means.
I do.
To somebody like me who's never had that privilege.
No, I do. I hear from him because he has a very similar story to you, matter of fact.
Yeah.
He lost his grandma. So
But you actually listen to him. That's the message.
Yeah,
That's important. You
yeah.
understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Listen to your parents.
Yeah.
That's a lesson. I hate to say it. People know. What's the biggest risk you've ever taken in business?
Biggest risk is trusting the wrong people.
Okay, everyone should hear that.
Yeah.
People are corrupt, and you got to be careful who you trust.
Yeah.
Do you believe nice guys finish last in business?
I agree, yeah.
Do you?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. Why?
Because business is not, it's not French. Business is business.
That's correct.
You know, and I think the best businesses that I've built and the businesses that I'm currently building, and even with you, I want to work with you, you know, it's not about the friendship. It's about how I conduct myself in the business, and then that turns into the
friendship can come from business.
Absolutely. My friends are my business partners.
Right, but it doesn't always end like
Yeah.
that, and that's the point. I think that you have to know how to handle that.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a great question. How did you handle betrayal? I mean, you use the word betrayal in a relationship.
I used to be an aggressive guy.
And then you used to be aggressive?
It used to be, yes.
This is the toned down version?
Yeah, I'm toned down right now.
Oh,
yeah.
boy, oh, boy. I have to put chains on you, bro.
Yeah, I'm
Shackle this man.
I had a lot of pent up energy for a very long time because for me, I always felt like I was lacking something. And I don't know where that came from, but I just felt like I always just wasn't, and I was teased a lot as a kid. A lot of people they picked on me and called me names and
what?
Growing up, yeah, man, I had a lot of energy just pent up for a long time where I just felt like, okay, you know what, like I had something to prove, and now I don't have anything to prove. I did everything I wanted to do. I accomplished a lot of the dreams I wanted to do at a young age, and right now I feel like, if there's anything, that was that was the era for me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is, I think the people that listen to this are going to be very impressed with you. I think this was going to go, this can go farther for you.
Thank you.
Than all the things that you think are important.
Thank you.
Paul, you understand what I'm saying? Lou?
Yeah, and I tell them all the time, I say, you're at that point now where it's almost like a balloon that's about to pop. You've been filling it with air, and now it's about to pop. And it's a matter of people knowing more about you, which is the podcast is great.
So let me tell you about this is about life. This is my impression. People become attached to other people. That's why social media is such a big thing. Everybody wants to know about everybody.
Right.
It's not about, like Dana White, when him and the Fertitta brothers bought the UFC.
Oh yeah.
They bought it for $2.2 million. And it was bought for a tax loss because the Fertitta brothers had the casinos, station casinos in Vegas. They were the big, and the funny thing is they ended up going out of business.
Oh yeah.
The UFC is worth $12 billion.
Oh,
the point
shit.
is, they paid $2.2 million, and they couldn't make money, and they had put up as much as $40 million, and they said, "That's it. We're closing it. We're closing it. We can't make any money. People didn't give a shit about fighting. People don't care about fighting."
Right.
And then they actually went into a lawyer's office to discuss taking it into bankruptcy. And there was a TV on, and one of the guys was changing channels, and a soap opera came on, like The Bold and the Beautiful or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they saw how millions of people are watching this stupid show for fucking 50 years. They don't have fighting. They don't have racing. They don't have climbing. They're not playing football. They're not kicking a ball. Why are people watching this stupid show for 50 years every day? Because people are really interested in other people.
That's true.
So they created a reality show. They bought a house in Vegas, and they brought 36 of the best fighters in the country, and they put them in the house, and they put cameras in the house.
Is that the UFC?
The Ultimate Fighter.
Ultimate Fighter?
The Ultimate Fighter.
Okay.
They created
Yeah, I've
that.
seen Yeah, that's dope. Yeah.
And that first year, Forrest Griffin fought, what's his name? The guy that
Stephen Bonner.
Stephen Bonner. They put that they aired that show for 12 or 15 weeks, 20 weeks.
That was the first UFC fight.
And that was the first UFC fight that meant anything.
I heard on cable, yeah.
Because the whole world watched it, because everybody wanted to know. Everybody felt they knew Forrest Griffin. Everybody felt they knew Stephen Bonner, and they happened to put on a great fight. But that was the second thing.
Yeah.
People became attached to these people. And that was a great message. And so Dana White and the Fertitta brothers then started that, and they went pay-per-view. And they're making $1 zillion. It's worth, they sold it for $12 billion.
Are you close with the Fertittas?
I don't know them.
Oh, okay.
But I was at one point very well known to them.
Oh, okay.
Before I went to prison.
I have one of the Fertittas, Blake. He follows me on social media.
Now I'm sure there's
And
all kinds of stuff.
I've been trying to figure out a way to facilitate that relationship because they own the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, oh yeah. They've leveraged up themselves
Yeah.
up. The funny thing is they bought the UFC as a tax write-off. And Station Casinos, which was making unbelievable money for them, ended up going bankrupt.
Yeah.
In 0809. That went into bankruptcy. And the company they bought as a tax loss, write-off, ended up becoming, they made billions of dollars.
Damn.
Yeah. And
Ross always does this. Whenever we turn off the cameras is when he has the best.
The best kinds. Right.
I got all that.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I got everything.
oh, I didn't know
you cut it
that.
off.
Shyster.
Yeah, that was a trick. That was all.
I got another 20 minutes, all right?
Yeah, go do your thing.
All right, we still on?
Oh, okay.
All right. So, I sense that there's, I feel an energy to you.
Thanks, man.
I feel an underlying energy. I see your body, by the way. Your shoulders, your arms are
Thanks,
bulging
man.
through that. The only thing bulging through my shirt is my belly. But that's my work for 2025. How do you deal with someone that is trying to outshine you or undermine you?
I give him more praise.
That's a great answer.
Yeah, I give more praise because it's funny because every time that happens, when I start to show more love to the person, people know who the real person is. And, and I'm very, very humble. So when I'm in the rooms with people, when it's their time to shine, I'm always somebody. I'm not going to stand over top you at the club. I'm gonna give you your respect, when I'm in your presence. But if there comes a time where we're in the same space and somebody tries to come in my space and, act like, they're the biggest person in that space, I'll go along with it until the point to where they actually start to feel uncomfortable because they know that they're in the space with somebody who just has as much power as they do,
Well, you're a competitor. You're not afraid to compete, but
yeah, because money
somebody's
is
trying to undermine you.
Yeah.
It's a different story, right? I get that.
yeah.
All right, here's a good one, I think, because I feel strongly about it. What's your opinion on the work-life balance? Is that like a myth or a reality?
It's real.
Yep.
Nah, it's definitely real. It's funny because I would say this goes back to the girls I'm talking to because, depending on lifestyle you want, some girls are gonna be cool with you being out and working and on a plane and
Yep.
and then there's gonna be other girls who want you to be home. And it's funny because I got girls who are very wealthy. They come from these very privileged backgrounds, and they don't mind that type of lifestyle where you always travel and always moving, but that comes with a cost. And then there's girls who come from these wealthy families who want to just be at home and be stay-at-home mothers and,
Yep.
had a traditional way. And they don't want a man that's always on the go. Or if they always on the go, they want to be with you all the time. So it's funny just, but I do feel like what I would want from my family, I definitely would want a work-life balance. I want to be there for my kids. I do want to be at home. I do want to be able to spend as much time as I can with my kids. I do want that. But as far as, being able to do business. I do want to have those opportunities where I can go for a couple weeks.
They have to let you do business, right? Because they want the
Do
life.
business.
They want the life that provides for it, right?
Yes.
But sometimes they don't want to. They don't want to sacrifice what it takes.
That's right.
I get that. I want to go back to now. I'm going to get hammered for this, but I want to talk about women now.
Sure,
Because,
let's do that.
I'm
a saint. I'm in white. That's okay. I like Asian women. I might go down that rabbit hole again. I'm not sure yet. I'm very specific on the type of Asian women I'm attracted to now because I want to be respectful of Asian culture. I realized that what I did the last time was I was a little non-culturally aware of the customs. So
what?
Tell
us about. She was what when you say Asian? What?
Yeah, she was Chinese. So
Okay.
ni hao, wa hen hao.
Yeah.
Wa hen hao.
And describe her physically.
Yeah, she was a nerd, actually.
Was she tall?
No, she was not. She was actually a
Not
5.
that many tall.
She was like a
Chinese
5. Yeah, she was a 5 because I chose her based upon her
was she-
education.
She wasn't 6 foot.
No, I chose her purely because of her education.
Really?
Yeah, I was tired of dating industry chicks, and I dated her because she was a Harvard grad. She also had an MIT degree.
What?
And she had a double major from NYU, and she was a lawyer, a partner at that, at a big law firm. So my whole thing was that I wanted somebody who I liked her accolades. I thought she was a match.
Understood. The resume.
I like the resume.
I also once went for a resume. I'll tell you the truth.
Went through a resume.
I did. I was in love with the resume. I didn't love her so much, but I loved the resume.
Love the resume.
She was pretty hot.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
So, all right, that's really girls. I hope you're listening
Yeah.
to this.
I learned my lesson with that.
I
No
understand.
resumes. Don't care.
Right, and you're tired of industry chicks. So there's a lot of hangers on, right?
I'm back on industry chicks.
But
You
there's
cool
a lot
if
of
you're in industry.
posses, though, right? That follow guys like you, right?
You know what?
Chicks that are into music, into clubs, into that fast, the thug life, this, that, the other.
You got to be a real man that did an industry chick. That's for sure.
Right.
You
'Cause there are a
know.
lot of I was a Wall Street guy. There were a lot
Yeah.
of women just came to work on Wall Street because
Yeah.
they just wanted to get a husband.
Yeah.
I married one. They
Yeah.
just said, "I'm tired of these fucking broke guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to Wall Street.
Yeah.
Even a loser makes $300,000 a year. You know
Right.
what I mean? He's but I can imagine, and that's a
Yeah.
fast game with
Yeah.
nightclubs, spinning records.
Yeah.
I think it's sexy.
Yeah.
I think DJing is very sexy.
Yeah, it's all about how you spin it. Like for me, I would probably say I'm probably one of the top hottest DJs in the world. 100%. Yeah, 100%. Especially with the rebrand that's coming. The rebrand that I'm coming out with is like Hugh Hefner with a DJ, black guy. Like I'm like 3 different guys in one. I'm like Shaft, Mayweather, Hugh Hefner.
Wow.
And I would even say I'm like an Elon Musk a little bit in there with what he does. Like I'm a rocket ship kind of guy myself. I'm a kind of off the cuff kind of guy. So, I have I have the Dan Bazarian kind of aspect to me as well. There's a lot of guys I respect in the industry, and I show them love too. I also do art. I haven't played on that piece yet, but I got like 30 art pieces I'm gonna be releasing this year. I also have art as far as my music too. I got 500 records that I was going to be coming out this year.
Wow.
So, there's a lot of things that I just haven't done that, shown the public. But I wear a lot of different hats, man. I think that
I love it.
With music nowadays, the biggest separation that you can be as an artist is versatile. So being able to be shunned from different areas of business, one thing I will say to everybody that's watching this and everybody that's been following me for a long time, all of those mistakes that you guys made in the past from not helping me and not wanting me to be successful, thank you. Because it built character. It gave me the opportunity to be able to learn the things that I need to get better at. And now I can confidently say I can walk in any room and be able to walk the walk and talk the talk and not bullshit. And I really do appreciate you guys not giving me those opportunities because it gave me the opportunity to learn myself more.
Well, it gives you, you learn from your failures, not your success. I want to tell you that. You learn from your failures, not from your successes. I want you to understand that. One thing I love about what the DJ does, you control the emotion in the room.
Mood designer. Yeah.
I love that because as a speaker, that's always been my strength. They put me in front of a sales force of 1,500 people. The average guy makes $500,000 a year. And they would say, all right, we want you to talk for 20 minutes. I want you to get these guys all psyched and motivated.
Yeah.
I'm like, some of these guys are making $3, $4, $5 million a year. You want me to motivate them? I mean, yeah, these are motivated guys. So I had to find my way, but I was real good at that. In the game, on Wall Street, I was known for that. He would pay me $100,000 to speak for 90 minutes on top of all the monies that I would just to speak for
Yeah.
15 minutes a week.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
all right, $100,000, I'll take it. But the point is that the DJ does the same thing.
Yep.
He doesn't speak himself, but he speaks through the music that he plays.
That's right.
Like I was fascinated. I was sitting at a place in Boca Raton. It's outside of Max's Grill. They set up a bar and they have a DJ. And it's a new thing. I don't know if it's new or not, but DJ. But there's a guy also that has a microphone. Mm-hmm. So they sing along. I don't know what. It's just like a whole thing.
Yes.
And he was just playing the best music. Mm-hmm. And it was, I didn't want to stay. I was tired. I was uncomfortable. I didn't love to see that, but I couldn't leave because we were just left a bunch of 67-year-old guys.
Yeah.
We were just grooving on this music. They're playing 70s music, 80s, disco. I mean, hit after hit after hit, and then we were just like, and girls were dancing, and like
that's the music I'm on right now.
Right.
I'm on EDM music, dance music. I'm on house music. I'm on all of that right
Hot
now.
stuff like
Afro beats. I'm moving away from hip hop.
But they controlled the room, and we were sitting outside. Actually, they controlled this whole area.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to leave because the music was so great.
I agree, man. Good music is always going to be, the mood.
Game
It's
changer.
Game changer.
You can never go wrong if you know how to do that. You'll always have a job.
I tell a story. That's my whole thing. I tell a story and I freestyle. I'm not a playlist DJ. Everything that I do is always off the cuff. When I enter a room, I look at the people that's in the room. And I set the tone from the very beginning, and I try and tell a story through the record selection and everything that I do. I love
that.
One thing I will say about this new era of DJs is coming out, laptop DJs. You also have to understand that being the turntable DJ is different from being a CD DJ, and different from being a virtual DJ. And
I didn't know there was so many different things. I had no idea.
I'm a music historian, and I'm also I would say an expert at what I do.
I would say yes.
Yeah,
So.
I know DJing from I could probably build a turntable at this point. Like
Wow.
I know it that good, which is probably why I'm not super inspired to do it. But I know it that well to be able to talk about it. But I will say that in essence, respect the turntablists, man. The turntablists are the godfathers to techniques.
Are they still doing that?
They're not doing turntables like they used to, but
Right.
you can never beat a 1200 technique.
What does that mean?
The Technique 1200s, yeah.
What does that mean?
The turntables, the techniques.
Oh, okay. That's the
Yeah.
actual name of the turntable.
Well, you got different brands. You got Techniques.
Yeah.
You got Stanton. You got Newmark.
So you do that thing with the fingers on the. I mean, we've covered a lot of topics. The most important thing is to bring out in you some things that we want the people to know about you.
Yeah.
So I've learned a ton about you. I don't see that much of you online where you reveal yourself.
Yeah.
Tell us, is there anything you want the world to know about you? Your family, your dreams, your hopes, whatever. Women, business partners, anything you can share about you that you want the world to know that we don't know already.
Absolutely. I live by 5 principles. One is faith, always in God. Fatherhood, because I believe that, our faith through God translates into how we care for our families and how we provide for our families.
Beautiful.
Fitness, I feel like fitness is a way to qualify you, whether you are somebody trying to get a business going or if you're already in business. Fitness is a way for you to maintain a consistency throughout the process of the journey in life.
Love that.
Finances, because you can't do anything without finances. And lastly, for me, faith, fatherhood, fitness, finances, and faith. So I think I would have to say that I pray 5 times a day. So for me, you have to balance everything out through faith.
So these are your pillars.
My pillars.
I want everybody to know that faith is the cornerstone, number 1 and number 5. I get that. That's
Yes.
a beautiful thing. And I just want to say it's been really, the way this came together, this was divine because this is an act of God. That
I
was available.
apologize. I apologize, Ross. Faith is not number 5. It's actually family.
Family. Okay.
It's faith, fatherhood, fitness, finances, and family.
I love it.
Those are my 5 pillars.
I love it. And those are 5
Yes.
pillars in my life. And I would hope that our listeners, if they don't believe or have that That should be a mantra.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Anything else you want to share with us today?
I just want everybody out there to continue to inspire to go after their dreams. And
What are we going to see from DJ Lew this year?
this year, you're going to see a lot from me. You're going to see definitely my business is exploding. There's so many things that I've already posted about that haven't really come into fruition yet. But Ape Season, I just brought on an amazing creative director.
Season, I love this logo.
Thank you. I
What?
appreciate that.
Stop it now.
I appreciate that. You know,
Stop it.
Yeah, big shout out to Ape Season.
I love that.
I just brought on an incredible creative director. Her name is Amy Kirsten. She actually was the one that did the Kentucky Derby fashion show last year. She's put on 38 fashion shows. She's
Wow.
a creative genius, stylist, celebrity stylist. And she actually hit me up and was like, yo, I want to be your creative director. And I was like, okay, because I reached out to her just on some cool stuff like, hey, I see you're in Vegas. And she responded and said she fell in love with the brand. You know, it made her feel alive and whole.
Love it.
And when you meet those type of people, you keep them close.
I would say so.
And I will say that we've actually done several collections. So between now to the end of the year, we have four major events we're going to be doing, including 2 fashion shows with Ape Season in collaboration with other influencers as well.
I love Ape Season. I love the name. I love the logo. I love the
Thank you.
the wild fangs. I mean, I feel like that embodies me. I hate to say it.
Thank you, man. You know, it is. This
I
is
hate to
not
say it.
this is not I designed this brand while I was a professional boxer. Right now I'm still active. My boxer card's still active if anybody
you?
want to fight.
Are you? You fought professionally?
I did. I fought professionally. I'm 3-0. I got 3 belts too. I fought for a belt every time. I call myself a prize
Where do
fighter.
you fight? Where do you fight?
Yeah, so I was Nevada State Golden Glove champion 2024.
Were you?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I was boxing
This
expo.
is news to me.
Yeah, boxing expo champion. And
What
just
weight
fought in
class?
May. Cruiserweight.
You were cruiserweight. What
Yeah.
was that? That's
fought at the Las Vegas Convention
That's
Center.
195.
That is 188 to like 205.
Okay, right
180
there.
to 205.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's right
Yeah.
under light heavyweight, right? Or it's above light heavyweight.
Well, yeah, heavyweight. Yeah.
It's under heavyweight.
Yeah, heavyweight. Yeah.
Wow, because you're 6'3". I could see the shoulders. I
Yeah.
see the arms. You
Yeah.
look like a boxer. I get it.
Thanks, man.
I get it,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
You look like Felix Trinidad from the neck down.
Thanks,
It's a big
man.
compliment.
Thanks.
He was a
Thanks.
world champion.
Thanks, man.
So you're still fighting.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if the right opportunity comes my way, I'll fight again. I mean, I
Right.
like to fight. That's the thing about me. I actually like to fight, and the brand came from that. This was actually going to be my brand that I was going to fight in, and then
Really?
this was going to be my brand I was going to fight in, and it turned into me creating something bigger than that. It turned into me becoming a now clothing brand owner. Where I'm sponsoring fighters. So if you're a fighter that's out there fighting, whether UFC, whether you're playing lacrosse, whatever it is, whatever
Ape
sport,
Season right here.
we will sponsor you. We will give you gear. We will help you.
You'll make a deal. You're open for business. I like to
We're
always
open
say
for
that. I'm
business.
open for business.
Open for business.
I love that.
Yes.
I love that, babe. That's
Yeah.
crazy, man.
Thank you, man. I
And
appreciate that, Ross.
I used to fight, just so you know. And
Dope.
I love it.
I got to get you some gear, man.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, I
love
got you, man.
boxing. I love jiu-jitsu and MMA, and I have a crazy story. I owned a fight league for a minute. And,
Dope, man.
Then I get arrested, you know.
When's the next vacation? When's that happening?
I don't really. According to my ex-wife and my kids, I had a 112-month vacation,
Damn.
courtesy of the feds.
Sheesh.
And you know what I mean. So basically, there's really not much to do.
Yeah,
in the
it's true.
system. I did teach a lot of young men.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of these guys hit me up. I was like, it's funny you use the word OG a lot. They used to call me the OG.
Yeah.
Rock Solid, because it's the name of a book I wrote that was just released. It's available on my
That's dope.
on my website. But they used to call me Rock Solid. But OG was really Godfather. A lot of these guys inside were brilliant entrepreneur types. They ran drug businesses. They sold drugs in communities. And they made millions at it. And they had hundreds of guys working for them. And they had trap houses and I'm like, I would talk to some of these guys because I'm a Wall Streeter. I owned a hedge fund. Thousands of people working for me over the years. I've worked with everybody. And I was like, bro, you're like a real entrepreneur. You don't realize that you are gifted.
Yeah.
You'll be a CEO of any company. If you can run a drug empire from prison. I mean, from neighbor and from prison. All these things, was all the dangers and all the things we all know about.
Yes, yeah.
I say, you're a genius. You don't realize there's so many moving parts, and you're on top of this, on top of that. You're making all these decisions. You're buying, you're selling, you're marketing, you're running a staff. I mean,
it's definitely a business.
And these are tremendous entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
I mean, I met some of the smartest guys in prison that didn't even know they were smart.
Yeah.
Because they were smart in crime.
Yeah.
That's where they came from. They didn't.
Yeah.
A lot of them, I said, who taught that? My grandmother taught me how to roll a
Yeah.
joint and how to make a.
And those are the guys I really want to touch. I want to touch those guys.
There's
I want
a lot
to touch
of really amazing, brilliant people.
I want to touch those guys because, to be honest with you, I never really got caught up in that way, but I dealt with a lot of people from the streets.
Yep,
and,
thank God, though.
And what I will say is that anybody that's out there doing something, that's actually trying to establish themselves, reach out. Let's put a business plan together. Let me and my team at least help you. Let's figure something out. Going to the club and blowing a bunch of thousands of dollars in the club and stuff like that. Let's do something different this year. Let's do something different. Let's put this money into businesses. Let's actually establish ourselves. Let's incorporate. Let's actually do some things a little bit differently.
The wealth formula will show you how to do all that stuff. By the way, I just want to say it has been a true privilege to meet you today.
Thank you, Ross.
Justin Michael Lewis.
Thank you, man.
DJ Lew.
Thank you, Ross.
Live from Miami at Podspace. All thanks to my bro Eli
Podspace.
Nelson. We got Paul.
Shout Podspace.
Eddie left us for 6ix9ine. And I just want to say thank you for a really amazing experience, bro.
Man, Ross, you're a legend, man. And I feel like at the end of the day, when two legends get together, I consider myself a legend too. So when two legends get together, you have a masterpiece, and it's always going to be something bigger than this. And this is not all. This is just the first chapter in a long story to be told, because I'm serious about ringing the stock bell. We're going to ring the stock market bell, and we're going to inspire so many different people to be able to show the adversity, even your story too, with how you can come from a very, very highly successful position to a pit to bounce back and do it all over again. In itself, I want to be there with you on that.
Thank you, my brother.
Yes.
I appreciate that. I really do.
Yes.
We're going to do that.
Yes.
We're going to ring that fucking bell.
Yes, we are.
All right, my brother.
All right.